So today we're talking about measures of center. Yeah. The mean and median. I put up on the top the previous data that we collected that we're going to use in answering the questions that we have. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the mean. The mean, the mean and median are values that describe the center, also known as the typical response in quantitative data. So both the mean and the median measure what a typical response looks like. So we can summarize all of our data points, all of these responses, we can summarize that into one number, just the mean or just the median. So instead of having to look at all numbers, you can say this one number represents what a typical response looks like, a center. Both of them do this. However, the median is what we refer to as a resistant.
It says median.
Now it says median. A resistant measure, and the mean is a non-resistant measure. Now, what is that? What does it mean to be resistant versus non-resistant? Does anybody have a guess what it means to be a resistant measure versus a non-resistant measure? So a resistant is more set in stone. That's what it is. It's not. It's not going to change. Well, no, it can be. It can still be. But the idea is resistant is that you're not going to be affected by small things, right? So small things might not affect you very much because you're resistant to it. If you're resistant to a cold, it's very hard to get sick. You can still get sick. You can still catch a cold, but it might be very, very hard because you're resistant to it. In other words, so when I talk about this being non-resistant, that means that small changes can have great effects on the value. So if I change just one number, remember there was that student that had 12 pets, right? If there was, I don't know, you don't have to tell me who, but if I remove that one student that had 12 pets, what's going to happen to the mean? It's going to drop by a lot. It's probably going to go almost close to zero, right? The mean, because that 12 really pulled the mean up to 1. But if I remove that 12, what's going to happen to the median? What's going to happen to the median? Well, it was 0 before. The median was 0 before. So what's going to happen to the median afterwards, after I remove that 12? It's going to stay at 0. That one student who had 12 had no effect on the median. It's 0. But when you added that student, it did bring up the mean to all the way up to 1. So that's what it means to be resistant versus non-resistant. Okay? So now let's talk about finding the mean. Let's go with the word calculating, right? Now, I'm going to show you a math formula. And then I'm going to explain it in words for you. And that is that the mean is equal to, this is a little e. Okay, I know it's new, but I want you to write it because in statistics we use this symbols of x all over n. Okay, this is I know it's new for you. Has anybody seen this before? I doubt that it has, but I think nobody has seen this notation. You know, you haven't? So what this means is to add what we wrote in our notes earlier. Add up all the values, which is the x's, and then divide by the amount of values. N. So N represents what? What does the letter N, lowercase n, represent in statistics? What does N represent in statistics? The amount of values. All right, how many students? N represents how many students. So we added up all, and what does X represent? Not the total. X represents the response. So X represents all the responses. Each X represents a response. So what do you think this symbol, this E symbol represents? What do you think this symbol represents? Look at the wording. X represents the values. N represents how many values. Add them up. So this symbol means add all of the values. Add all of the values and then divide by how many total values there are. Add, or summation, the more technical word is summation. Yeah, I know. That's why we're just going to put in words. We're going to add up all the numbers, add up all of the responses, divide by how many responses. So let's try it. Let's practice. Okay? So what is it going to look like for our data? We're going to do 9 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 12 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And then we're going to divide by, there were how many students were that in? I think there was 23, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There was 19. And then we're going to divide all of that by 19. Okay. So I know it's a lot of little work, right? When I need a calculator, it's gonna take me longer on a calculator. So we got 10, 16, 17, 21, 27, 32, 41, 42, 47, 57, 59, 65 divided by 19. And we get that the mean is 3.42. 3.42 what? Siblings.
So wouldn't that be 3?
No, it's an average. And I know that's going to be that's the hard part that we have. When you talk about the mean, it can be a decimal.
But sibling, like...
I know, you can't have a decimal sibling, right?
Yeah.
But the average student has, so in other words, they have about between 3 and 4 siblings. The typical student is about somewhere between 3 and 4 siblings, but it's 3.42 is the mean. We don't round to the nearest integer. That's what we have. Well, I'm going to add one more thing to the notes. on mean, and then we're gonna call it. We're gonna do median tomorrow.
Can you add on the side, just write E equals responses?
Yes.
Exactly what you said, because I put that on there, but I can't get around to all four of them right now. Thank you.
And we're gonna end with that.